Hey guys, so today I wanted to do a video to talk about my experience so far on EndeavourOS. This is an awesome Linux distribution, so if you have any interest in trying out Arch, but you're a little intimidated by some of the tutorials and guidelines for setting up Arch from scratch, you may want to try out EndeavourOS. Of course, there's other options out there like Manjaro as well, but I have really grown to love EndeavourOS. It comes with XFCE. Now, of course, you can also add other desktops, and what's nice about this is it means when you get to your login screen, you'll be able to change over to any of the installed desktops you have. And if at any time in the future you want to add a new desktop like KDE Plasma, you can do that by searching using the command line. And EndeavourOS is a command line centric distribution, but it's also really friendly for beginners. So one of the main things you should know how to use is the yay command. If you're interested in getting into the Arch user repository, you will want to use the yay command. Now, I first want to mention that for everything, you should try to find it with Pacman first. There is some risk when you venture into the Arch user repository. Try to use Pacman. Pacman, if you're not familiar with Arch, Pacman is what you'll use to find, search, and install programs. So always use Pacman first. Get a Flatpak as well as another one, so go to flathub.org if you want to get a Flatpak. Check out my previous video on sandboxing with Flatpak and Flatseal if you want to learn more about the benefits of using Flatpaks. But otherwise, you can use Pacman to upgrade your system with Pacman, and then the following flags there. That will upgrade my system if I press enter after typing that. And for finding a package, you should first use Pacman. As mentioned, it's a more trusted source for new packages. So we'll do capital S, lowercase, and then we will do, say, netsurf, something I covered recently in my PinePhone I2P video. If you can't find it with Pacman, you can then next look using the yay command. And what we would do there is the same flags apply, so if you learn Pacman, you'll know how to use yay. And that's what's nice about it, is they're both compatible with the flags. So we can go ahead and search netsurf. And for safety reasons, we would find netsurf is actually in AUR, which is Arch User Repository, but it's also found with Pacman. So you want to go to the community here and get the netsurf package with the Pacman command. And that's going to prevent you from installing possibly unknown. I suggest using Pacman over yay. But if you can't find it with Pacman, then try yay. And if you want to inspect it, I do recommend doing that as well. So you can find things with both Pacman. You can find things with the yay command. Now, if you use the yay command, you'll be able to search both the official packages and also the Arch user repository. You'll see it labeled to the left here. AUR means it's part of the user community packages. So those are the ones that you should definitely not install first. Use Pacman. And so to install a package with yay command, for instance, for the Arch user repository, second choice, you would then do capital S and then netsurf in this case. But we're not going to be doing that. What I would do is Pacman, capital S, netsurf, and that's what I just did. So I have netsurf. It's something I covered in the I2P and PinePhone video not too long ago. A few weeks back I did that video covering netsurf and some of the benefits. Another browser I really like is Falkon. Another thing I like is Shortwave. Shortwave is a great internet radio player. Has access to over 25,500 different internet radio stations, all free. You can search for those, you can add new ones, and of course save them as well. A variety of different topics. If you're interested in talk radio, you can also search for that. And of course, with 25,000 different radio stations, you'll have a ton to choose from. And say, you know, if you like rock music, you can find that. If you like rap, you can find that. You can find classical. There's just countless possibilities here. This is probably one of the most used applications I have, and I did use the yay command to install it. So if you try out Endeavor, which I do recommend, you will find that you can install Shortwave. Search for it. Remember, capital S, S, and then Shortwave, and you'll be able to search for packages there. It's not available under the pacman command. So you'll be able to install it with yay, capital S, Shortwave. And then it'll compile everything and install it on your system. Easy as that. Very simple. And of course, I've also installed wipri because I've had some problems with other options in the past. For systemd distributions like EndeavourOS, it's a very easy installation. You just simply run bash install.sh, and then you say if you want it to be just a command or if you want it to start every boot. And of course, I have it to start at every boot, public for everyone to download if you want to try it out. Has a variety of options. You can check it out and see all the different flags that it has. It also has the option to turn off your Wi-Fi radio after you leave home. It automatically does this using a series of timers to ensure that it doesn't disconnect any current connections. Of course, I have Librewolf Browser. It's a Firefox fork that is privacy focused, has telemetry removed, and other features, as well as a I2P profile I created, which I have shared with everyone on the Gitya Onion. So check that out if you're interested in a instant shortcut. Of course, I have Session Messenger. If anyone's not familiar, that's related to LokiNet. It actually uses onion routing to anonymize the users and similar encryption to Signal. There's also Dino. It's another XMPP messenger I use. And you can also use your PGP key. So if you follow my previous videos with GPA and how to set up your own PGP encryption keys, how to communicate using PGP, I even talked about how you can use your PinePhone to text message PGP encrypted messages to other users because regular SMS text messaging is not securely encrypted. Using something like PGP is another thing you can do with those text messages on the cell phone. I have Simple Screen Recorder. That's what I'm actually using to record this right now. That's this right here. We have Tor browser, of course. You know, gotta have the Tor browser. Nice little background. You can change the background by downloading a wallpaper. Then go right-click on your desktop, go to Desktop Settings, and then for wallpaper, you can simply go down to Other, and you can select a directory where you store and save all of your wallpapers, and then you can even have it change the background every 10 minutes, go in a random order if you like. So there's a lot of different settings. This is all standard Linux stuff, but I wanted to kind of go over it in a beginner-friendly way as much as possible. You know, I realize everybody's coming from a different place, and I want to make these videos as easy to follow as possible for everyone out there. One of the things I really like about it is it comes pretty lightweight. I think it was only like 6 gigabytes or so once fully installed, and I just added a bunch of other things that I personally wanted. Here's Flat Seal. I talked about this in previous videos. We talked about it. What's great about it is it adds bubble wrap sandboxing. So if you have a word processor, for example, it has no need to access the network, has no need to share information on you, and you would simply restrict the network there. So Flatseal is a great way to manage all of the sandboxing for Flatpaks. Of course, it only works for Flatpaks. For those who have mentioned their interest in pen testing, cybersecurity in general, or even just an interest in encryption or privacy, security, you will want to add the BlackArch sources. Now, why do you want to add BlackArch sources? Well, it has over 2,838 tools, and these are all pen testing tools. To actually install this, you can add it to an existing installation pretty easily. So just go through this guide right here. Go to blackarch.org/downloads.html. I've covered this in previous videos, but all you need to do is run this command, the curl capital O, and then blackarch.org/strap.sh. Then you're going to verify the hash sum here in order to compare it so that you can validate the integrity. You'll then set the execution, and then you will run the strap.sh, and then you'll simply run the regular update command, and you'll be good to go. Say I want to use the yay command to search for OSINT stuff, open source intelligence. I can do that pretty easily by doing yay command, capital S, S, and then OSINT, and I can find it. You can also search by category, so you don't have to do that, but is it something easy to remember for brand new users of Arch-based systems? So it's going to save you a lot of time. Because I added the BlackArch sources, because I'm also searching with yay, as you can see, a lot of this stuff is in the Arch user repository. As you can see, there's a ton of stuff. You add BlackArch, save yourself many hours of configuration, compiling, and installation. It is a distribution I would recommend to everyone because the only commands you really need to know are the pacman and yay commands for upgrading, searching, and installing packages, as I just covered. You have your settings manager here. As you can see, you can change your appearance. We can tap on that and make it look different. We can test out each one. Maybe I'll stick with this right now. And then you can go with your window manager. We can add this. We can make it a larger font. And if we, as you can see, everything enlarged there. So you'll be able to change the style, the font itself. You can change the font here. So if you have trouble, you want it to be easier to see, you can do that as well. Screensaver, most people don't bother with screensaver anymore, but XFCE, the current desktop we're in, this is it right here. This is XFCE. Great place to start for those who are Windows users as well. You're used to the start button, something like that. So this will come with something like a start button on the bottom left-hand side in a familiar place for Windows users. Now, if you want to add something to the bottom, just click and drag it and look for that red line. See that red line right there? When I let go of that, it's going to create a launcher right there. So now I have GIMP right there, GNU Image Manipulation Program. Excellent graphic design program, so if you have an interest in that. So that's how you can create a shortcut there. You can also minimize everything. And we can also create these shortcuts on the desktop pretty easily as well. And I wanted to cover some of these things for new users. Just click from your little menu here, XFCE menu, drag and drop, and then you have a simple shortcut right on the desktop. With your settings, you'll be able to change everything, including how your interface looks, how it handles, from single click to double click, from left to right hand mouse, from size of the text to size of the icons. All of this is changeable. It's completely customizable by you, and that's one of the great things about Linux distributions. Really recommend this distribution to anyone who has an interest in Arch. And that's another big point for Arch distributions. One of the most extensive Linux setup and installation guides, configuration guides, everything you can think of is in the Arch Wiki. So there's a ton of reasons that you should get involved. There's also a great forum and community on EndeavourOS's website, so check that out as well. Friendly community. It's a really nice distribution to try out, and it's no wonder it's #2 on DistroWatch. So check out EndeavourOS. Check out the public blog at buymeacoffee.com/politictech/posts, and I will see you later, and we will talk more about Linux and how to protect your privacy.